Well, howdy. Let's wait for my computer to catch up so I can mute the live on the computer. It's taking a sweet time. There it is. Gotcha. All right. Put these over here. Right there. All right. Well, hi, Melissa. How are you doing? Close that out. Close that. There. Well, howdy, Matson. Patrick. That should be charged. That's charged now. Cool. So today we're gonna work on some Obsidian. Actually, all right, let's place that. Keep my phone ready. World of Rockhounds is live. What? Matson, I'm actually in Corvallis, Oregon. Make sure we're on live chat. Oops. Here we go. Put you all over here. And then we're going to move over here. So I got a cab kind of ready to be worked on. I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out, so we're going to kind of see how well it does. I have to get my other chair. Hey, Matson, I'm still in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, nice, Matson. Yeah, sunstones, they cut very well. I think they're a very forgiving material, and they take a really nice polish, too. There we go. Get my apron on. What's over there? Let's see here. Obsidian, I want to have you check out because I think it's fire, but no one gave me a straight answer. Well, I can show you a couple of examples of what I have here on hand. Because the fire obsidian, they can be like a multitude of colors and brightnesses. I'll grab a spray bottle. I'll grab some of the ones I have here on hand. Move our handy light over here. So with fire obsidian, here I'm going to show you a very low grade, what I call winter fire, because there's not a lot of color to it. Some might argue this as being a silver sheen. That's not, because the way that the layer is It looks like tarnished silver. That's fire obsidian. It just doesn't have a lot of color to it, so it's very low grade. And I have pieces that are straight up silver that don't have all the blotching on there. So that's low grade. And then that pieces look like this. A wild mildcat appeared. Nice, Patrick. Here, let's get rid of the background, because I think the background's not helping me with this. We're going to actually angle the camera down a little bit. That's too much. I'm really torn on getting a drone for future adventure videos. Well, howdy, Sonia. I'm just deciding which of my World of Warcraft purchases to use my next piece. Nice, Sonia. Then we have this piece right here. So you have multiple layers. So these are all fire layers. And with a piece like this, like you have to kind of determine, this would just be nice to make a cab by itself. But you can have multiple layers on one piece. You can also have like this piece right here. I thought I only had 2 pieces, but I ended up finding another piece from my last trip out to Glassgate many years ago. So this all came from one stone. So like this piece right here, it can look like an oil slick. Sorry, oil slick. The biggest things we look for is like the variations of color. They can look like oil slick. They can look like, oh gosh, I need another example. They can look like, I'm not gonna use that one yet. They can look like this. Get it wet. They can get the focus here. Let's focus on the background. Let's zoom in. They can look like that. Uh-oh, I can't zoom out. There we go. So this, hi, this is my container. Most of the stuff in here is kind of like low grade. This is stuff I bought like many years ago, and I thought it was like super high, the best stuff in the world. I've gotten better stuff since then, so this is kind of like my lower grade box. There might be some higher grade stuff in there, maybe, possibly. But most of the stuff I have in here is pretty low grade, I think. So little small pieces. Let's get this on the show. Well, howdy, Lapidary Dave. Hi, Jess. This one right here. This one would also be considered a low grade because it's not super flashy. It's kind of more of a dull color. So that's super low grade. You can tell, but it's fire obsidian because the layering, if we can actually zoom in again. There we go. The layering, when it does kind of level out, you can see how like the sheets are just a solid color there, or a solid texture, I should say. Another good indicator is if you can find some, oh gosh, I don't know any examples. Hang on. actually a good example. Like this one, another good tell is if there's a lot of patterning in the layers, like this one. You see how you have like different patterns, like there's like different striations going this way, striations going that way. It has like patterns to it almost. Yeah, give me 1 second, Manson. I'll do this. I'll pull you up on my computer. Hello, little spider. Let's move you over here somewhere. See. There you go, buddy. All right, Madison. I subscribed to you so I can check it out here after I get done. But yeah, the fire obsidian comes. They're like little snowflakes, basically. And I thought these were the only ones I had left from my very first trip out to the Glass Butte. I came across this little gem in a box. So these all came from the same large stone that I got. So now I have 3 from my trip, my very first trip. And those I will never sell. For 2 reasons. First one being sentimental. First trip. Second reason being it's illegal. You can't sell anything you collect from Glass Butte. It's a big no-no. All right, so today we are going to be spending a little time. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time today, but just a little bit of time on a little cab. I didn't record the cutting process, but these 2 pieces came from the same block, minus the little hair there. I have a couple scraps too. I'm going to see if I can make something really, really small out of it at a later date. But these all came from the same block. They're kind of a weird shape. I'm going to kind of like cab them first, and then I'll come back through, remove the dops, and then I'll use the flat lap to kind of flatten the backs and even it out a little bit. But these are kind of unique pieces as far as the shape goes, because typically you don't want to have like a convex surface for fire obsidian. You want to have something that's kind of either slightly domed. That we can kind of help show off the flash a little bit. Man, it really wants to focus on the back, doesn't it? So these ones, I'm going to try to shape them a little bit so they're not like that. And I don't know how these are going to turn out. So I hope this one turns out, though. I kind of want to make a little pendant out of this one. Because look at this. It doesn't look like much. Get some light on here. Try to find that flash. Here, let me use the other flashlight to turn off that. And there we go. There it is. See your Dave says, what grit do you take those before hit them with cerium? So, Dave, by the time I get done with this, I would have gotten done with a 1200 grit and straight to cerium. It's not common that I go to 3000 or higher with these. Typically, you don't really need to. So yeah, 1200 is about as far as I'll take these, and I'll go to cerium oxide. But today, we're actually going to start with the diamond wheel, and I'm actually kind of... I actually almost want to use my Diamond Pacific machine today, not the blue cabbing machine. This machine's great for working fairly on it's almost faster, but I think today we're going to go ahead and use the other machine, which means I need to move stuff around. So typically, I don't often use masks or anything when I'm working with machines, except for if I'm running like something dry, then I wear like a proper mask. I've been finding that Where's the mask? I have a mask over there for when I run everything dry. I've been finding I just bought one of these, not to prevent dust and the inhalation of dust. It's preventing the splash of the water coming off the machine onto my around my mouth, because I think whatever was in the water caused my lips to dry out the other week, and it was not pleasant. Because I use a recirculatory system for the water, and so it's old water that's in there. So I've been having to use a mask for that. But I think today we're gonna go ahead and use the Genie for this one. I am in a little bit of a cramped space because I moved this on here last night so I can cut some. This is leftover Chara White and Dino Bone and Rhodonite for future stuff, so I need to move the acid over. I'm just gonna scoot this bucket of muriatic acid over. No big deal. Let's scoot this around. I knew what you meant there, Lapidary Dave. No, so back in the earlier years of me doing the lapidary stuff, the shop I used to be associated with, they had very similar machines to these beacon stars, like this one right here. He has, well, at least he had. I don't know if he still has them or not, but he had four of these machines. And then he had all the expando wheels on there. So I would be using 100 grit and 400 grit, and that's the only grits he had. But I also utilize this practice, the practice of saving old belts. And there was an instance where I actually went from a very worn 400 to polish, and it did just fine. Kind of. Dave, it all depends on... Here. I'll show you. I'm gonna grab my flashlight. Come in here. Here, I'm gonna put you all over here while I grab a container. Oh, Lordy. Perfect. Okay. So this is one of my buckets. I think 4 of these are fire obsidian rough, and most of it's fire obsidian. There's 2 buckets that aren't, but typically I can look at a piece and say, hey, that's from Glassby. I know if it has fire in it. It's like this one. So we have some that would be considered gold sheen. And why did I keep this one? Sometimes I look at pieces like, why did I keep it? This might have been one of the pieces where I was... Okay, yeah. So what I look for when I'm looking for the obsidian rough is the layers. So if you look at this one here, you have all these different layers. You see all those little layers? Those are potential magnetite layers. That's what causes the fire obsidian's color. But we have a layer up there, so we should just get a little spritz, and we should have... So this is not a high grade piece, but that layer up there, that is a layer. See if we can catch it here on camera. There we go. Is there any way I can just dangle this here? We're gonna, 1 second. I'm gonna dangle this light from this towel so I can utilize both hands here. That works. Ta-da! There we go. And we're gonna zoom. Sorry, zoom. Is that gonna be enough? Yeah, it should be enough. So this piece here, we have gold sheen, and then we have we have a couple layers of fire right there, followed by silver sheen, followed by fire obsidian. So for like a piece like this, I would need to cut it. For a piece like this, I would need to cut it right here. Right here. And then grind down to that layer. Because even though like this, these layers are cool up here, the only way to get to it is underneath. And during the cutting process, I would try to get a little bit closer to the layer down here to see if there's anything down there. But yeah, for how I look for it is I look for layers. The short story of it, anyways. This one I've already cut. And why did I put it back in the container though? So you have the gold sheen, and then down here below, you can see a slight shimmer, but like it's not even bright enough to even do anything with. It is technically a magnetite layer. It's just really, it's not worth much of anything. But if you look at the side profile piece, you can see there's more layers in this piece. All those little lines. So ideally, you'd want to kind of check this up as kind of cut at an angle. Or my thing is like I don't like to waste this material if I can help it. So what I would do, I might even just cut like towards the end here, cut downward until I can find a flash, and then once I find out where a flash is, I will cut right above that layer and then go from there. Let's see here. This one's actually red ribbon lace. It's not even fire. This red ribbon's kind of hard to get, so yeah, you can see it down there, the redness. Get red ribbon there. And see here, right here. Get this one wet. There we go. Focus the flashlight. This one here. We have a little fire underneath the gold sheen right there, but it's not really bright enough to do anything with. Like I would just leave it alone. I wouldn't bother with that top layer. I would more focus on the bottom layer if we can catch it. A little shimmer down there where my thumb's at. See how close we can get here. So there's a little shimmer down there. So for like this piece, I want to cut down to it and kind of see just how bright it is. Because sometimes, has the downside with some of this material too. Sometimes you can have a fire layer that can span across the entire surface, like start here, like go all the way through. And then other times you can actually have a fire layer that goes down a little bit, and then it stops, and then the rest of it is blank. Well, howdy, Janet. Is this a nice piece or not? So here, see we have all those layers. You have a lot of layers there. And you should see a little flash right there. But wait, there's more. So we have kind of a summer colors in this one. Except for right there, we have what looks to be green. So this is not the ideal position for trying to film this stuff. You got some green up there. Some other colors down there. So with this one, that color layer right here, the green layer, it looks like it does span the entire piece. Goes all the way around. Goes all the way around right there. So for like a piece like that, I would pretty much cut the top off here and then just grind down, see how far I can get. Wyoming lapidary, this stuff is not for sale. Because the shop I was buying this all from They had this all out in a big yard. Yeah, so I got it for a pretty good price. And then people are showing the shop owner what they were finding, and he pretty much shut down the obsidian pile to everybody. So I only release a little bit at a time. Oh, there's a big piece in here somewhere. Oh, I think there's this one here. I'm trying to find the layers in here. I already know what's on this piece, but I want to show here. So we have silver sheen, gold sheen. So this right here, that's all silver sheen. Then we have gold sheen. And up here, we don't even need a flashlight. You can see a little flash right there. But we're going to go ahead and expose it a little bit. This is just small pocket. But the goal for this piece was to cut the top off and just kind of extract that top layer. There we go. Because if you look right here, the layer kind of starts up here, comes down, it folds in on itself and comes back down this way. But that is a pretty nice little layer, and that'll actually make a nice couple nice cabs, I think. And then as far as if there's anything else in this piece, I don't know. There might be. Not in the center layer here, because a lot of that's the kind of gold sheen. And yeah, no, that's it for this big piece. So this one giant massive piece, and the only thing that's really worth salvaging is this itty bitty top little corner piece, and that's it. Well, howdy, Cindy. What else do I have in this box? Little agate. Put that back in there. Yeah. That's River's college fund. Actually, I'm going to put everyone over here. Gotta make sure this fits back in. What do we got here? So that's a little fire right there. Trying to find a good spot to place this so I can use both hands. Just did this. There we go. That works. I've done that way, and just like that. There we go. So that right there is technically a fire, but it's a very low grade. It's almost like a foil fire. Me personally, I probably wouldn't even touch it, just because it's not worth my time. I've been going more towards the higher end of stuff lately. Not to sound picky or snooty about it, but something like that's not really worth my time. So you can see anything else here. But yeah, all those different layers have the potential of being fire, but it's really hit or miss. Unfortunately, there was no other colors in this piece that I saw. So there's some gold sheen. Some gold sheen right there. I think this is another cut from that same piece. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. So right here where my thumb's at, like that's layer fire right there, but again, super low quality. It's kind of broken up a little bit. It's not a full solid piece. But you can see the different patterning. You can see reds and like greens in there. Our flow. Do you mean my staycation? I didn't go anywhere. I stayed home. But I do have a trip coming up this summer, though. I almost considered taking 2 weekends off, but I only kept it to 1. Ooh, ooh. Look at this one. So with a piece like this, it's really pretty, right? However, the downside of this piece, it's the layers are very limited. Like they're not going very far in the piece. Plus, it's covered with gold sheen. Like this make a really cool cab. Just be very careful on like grinding and polishing, so not to lose the layers. But that's as much as those layers go. Beautiful color for that one too. It's a shame. Wait. Down here. Oh, I thought I saw another flash down there. And like a piece like this, it has a couple fire layers down there, but if you notice all these little white dots, that would make it kind of a lower quality piece. Even if the layer is like really nice, if the obsidian surrounding the layer itself is covered with these little white dots, that kind of sucks because those are little ash pockets, and they can make or break a cab as far as the overall look of it. Look at this one yet? Like this one here, we have a lot of silver sheen, and up here, underneath the gold sheen layer, we have some color there. That'd be a really bright pocket, but the downside being is trying to actually extract that out without grinding down too far, because you'd have to, with something like this, you have to leave the silver sheen on the bottom part and then grind away the gold sheen up top, and then grind down very carefully to it. I've done pieces before where it's one of those where you just touch the wheel for a second and like you can lose that layer that quick. So it's nice, bright and flashy, but the chance of successfully extracting it out is pretty slim. Let's see here. I got some big pieces in here that I've been meaning to cut down. Okay. I'm already procrastinating a little bit. And there's another way to actually look for the layers too. Using a container of water really helps kind of check for the fire. But yeah, that's a little sneak peek. I'll get you all here. There we go. Kev, it all depends on the brightness of the fire. If it's a super bright piece, you can get away with like leaving some obsidian above the layer. But if it's a super dull piece, you have to get very close without grinding too far down. And it can kind of be a little tedious to do that, honestly. There's pieces that actually had in the pile that I had thrown out there because it ended up not being worth my time to keep working it. So I'm trying to find a water container to dump into the genie here. I can just use this. Fine. because there are some fire obsidian layers that, like I said, they're really dull, and you can get as close as you want to them, and they just won't show like their full potential of color. It's hard to describe, really. Okay, get everyone locked in here. Perfect. Add some more water to the other side. So I am not sponsored by Diamond Pacific. I do love their Genie and the Nova wheels. The Nova wheels are the only ones that I use for all my lapidary needs. And I actually don't have any affiliate links posted, but I do have an affiliate for Kingsley North, a link. I think it's my link tree. But yeah, I don't have any other affiliate links ready at the ready. Cindy. I got a piece right here too that at some point I got finished up. Here, let's turn off that light. Use a flashlight. There we go, that's better. Got a little bit of everything going on in this piece. And I think this was actually from an estate I bought. It's the only piece of obsidian in the entire estate. I need to grind down to this layer right here and get that exposed. And then polish both sides. Normally I don't polish both sides unless I think it's worth it. And I think this one will be. Just hasn't been at the top of my priority list. Alright, where'd my uh-oh. Did I misplace it? Where's the cab I was going to work on? Thank you for joining my stream, everybody. Uh-oh. We are missing today's project. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Thank goodness. Okay. Cindy going with the 2 withdrawals. Well, Cindy, I'll be back this weekend. And I did see your email briefly this morning. And yeah, still let me forget about the referral discount. And yeah, I'll send you a response here in after a bit too. All right, we're gonna go here. These are also very old wheels too, and I think we're just going to be very careful. I kind of want to do a quasi teardrop shape. I am concerned about the chipping here on the edge because this layer is very close to the surface. But yeah, the referral program, I think we've only used a couple times so far, but yeah, for anyone that decides to join, you know, they get a discount and then you get a discount. The discounts, the percentages don't stack on top of each other if there's already a discounted item, but I figure that's at least, you know, a fun program that we can play around with, see how well it does. Okay, one of these tubes is shorter than the others. I need to buy some new tubes apparently. Okay, I need that tube at least over there. We'll put that one right there. There we go. I didn't buy one rock this weekend. Well, you and me both, Cindy. Actually, no, that's a lie. I bought a rock this weekend, and I haven't shown anybody yet. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere. It's somewhere here in the shop. It was an expensive crystal, but I think it was worth it. Melissa. Okay, I need to take off my ring, because that's important. Can't grind the ring away. Okay, so the goal I'm going for here, I'm going to actually put on some gloves so you can see what I'm doing without my pale hands whitewashing the the video. But we're aiming for a teardrop, and that's the goal for this. And in case no one already knows already, all my custom projects I had piled up, they are all done. Which now I can do all my personal stuff without feeling guilty. There we go. Now we should be able to see a little better. There we go. So the layer is close to the surface here in the corner. We do have some wiggle room down here. You can see the layer right there. That's the wiggle room that we have. That much space. You can see how close. Can you zoom in a little bit? Nope. Oh, too much. No, that's good. That's good. So you can see the fire layer right there. And we have some wiggle room down here, which I need that actually. Up here, we lose that wiggle room, which is fine. That's the tip, so I can always adjust the size of the stone up there. And we have that much wiggle room all the way around. Yeah, Barbara, I saw that. I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. Should I take another weekend off? No, okay. I gotta save some money and some time off for a trip in August. I think it's August. Yeah, it's August. All right, I'm gonna turn on the machine now. I do have everyone's chat here on my other thing here. Here we go. Scoot on down. I apologize now for the sound of the diamond grinding wheel. Get this cab kind of. Go ahead and go over the next one over because we don't want to overdo it with a super rough diamond wheel. It is Obsidian. I don't want to have any more blowouts on the edges. Kind of limit that. Barbara, technically I could start doing some live sales during the week since I don't have any customer projects anymore, and I've put a hold on taking any more new projects on for some time, because that means I could technically do that during the work week. I would still only do invoices once a week though, so not having to invoice every single day. I'm going for a rough shape here. I'm not in perfection yet. I want to kind of get an idea of kind of the shape. Come on. Cindy. Are you feeling all right? Okay. I think I'm somewhat happy with that shape. And it looks weird. Like I said, once we get done, we're gonna take off the top and we're gonna flatten this cab on the flat lap. Let's go ahead and take this over here. This is the 280. You can write down the grips on the wheels here. Just softening the edges, rounding them down a little bit. Don't want to overdo it. Like I said, the layer is pretty close to the surface. Package fit. Well, howdy, Mattia. I want to bring this down a hair. I gotta be very careful about it. So bring it back over here. Shave it down just a hair. That's kind of the shape we're going for. Little teardrop. So no, Cindy, the colors of Fire Obsidian can be silver. That one might be a little harder to explain. But it can also be every color of the rainbow. It can be, that's why it kind of gives the Obsidian kind of springtime nicknames. It's like the oranges and reds are most like the summertime colors. The springtime is like the reds, blues, greens, purples. And then the summer or the wintertime fires, if it's like all blue or if it's all silver, that kind of thing. Very careful. Here. Don't go too far. Yeah, I need to push the saw out of the way. Actually, I should be able just to roll the garage door. It's all that good. Up periscope. Right. One downside about my machines and the locations. I've been wanting to move things around, but I can't. Not right now, anyway. Come over here. We're gonna work on the 600 grit. Like that. Up next to the 600 grit wheel. That's our surface right now. Got some scratches on there, no big deal. 600 will take that out. Hopefully. So these are old, worn wheels. These wheels actually came with the machine when I got this, I forgot what year it was. It was 2016 or 2017. I've had it for a little while. And this piece will not be for sale. I'm going to show Amy first and see if she likes it. If she likes it, then I'll make a pendant for her. If you want something different, I will make something different. It's like a low spot in stone. And it's a little bit of a low spot. Can't have that. So we have to backtrack. Backtrack. Boop. So I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So we have a spot right here, center stone. That spot is lower than the rest of the stone. We have to even that out. So to do that, pretty simple. Go over here to the 180, or sorry, 280. And we just keep in mind where that spot's at. And just get a little rounding right here, back and forth. Then be very careful not to go too far. It's still kind of there. Be careful here. There. Treading on dangerous waters here. I think you got it. Oh yeah, marquee cut would be nice. Here. Sorry, I'm checking my work here. So far, so good. Dropping the bag. We still have some scratches there in this on the surface to try to get out before going to the next stage. I'm more than happy to teach what I know. I'm not a master. I just show you what I know. I think I might be able to be okay going to the next stage. Yeah, Cindy, I think someone gifted you membership the last time I was live. Okay. Let's go to 1200. That's what it looks like right now. And the 1200 should get that out. We'll find out. Cindy. So with that first pass, I didn't quite get it out yet. If I keep working at it, eventually it will work that out. And then we should be able to go ahead and take it to polish. Just going to take our time with it. Don't rush it. And I'm not bothering with the sides because ultimately the plan for this piece is to have like a bezel come up right about to where the edge is and then glue the stone in place. Now, I've had people argue with me about stones all need to have some kind of girdle to it, and that's not entirely true because I think every stone, depending on like how you plan on setting it, it will depend on how you shape it. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, use my red. Stay right there, please. A little bit further to go. scratches are still there. We almost got it. See the center spot right there? It's kind of... Just gotta focus a little bit more on the edge. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. We're gonna backtrack. We're gonna hit this a little bit with the 600. Just a little bit. Right there. Go back. And blend it in. Hopefully that did it. Abi better put tempo. What's the better put tempo? We almost got it out with the bourbon effort. Also, hi Meg. Sorry if I didn't say hi earlier. No, the scratch is still there. So, we're going to focus the wheel. Right there. Blend it in. Usually the edge of the wheels tend to have more grit. From what I've noticed from like wheels, because like again this came from someone else. So if someone uses this machine for making cabs, chances are they probably only use the center of the wheel, not the entirety of the wheel. But in this instance, that scratch is still there. Okay. You can't have that scratch there. That scratch needs to leave. You have been a victim, scratch. So you are right about there. Let's see if we got it out. First, before we go back. No, it's still there. Wow, this one's stubborn. Cindy, I would be lying if I said that I have 100% confidence every time I do this. Because there is that chance of messing up. Oh, nice, Meg. I think we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We can go back now. Woohoo. See? Alright, cool. We got it. Good luck, Diane. Well, we kind of got it. The scratches are still kind of there. They are fairly small, but it's not good enough. So, we're just going to focus more time right here. Actually, let's go to this side. Blend it up. It's getting there. Well, Meg, the thanks goes to you for hanging out with us and watching my videos. I think we're ready to go to the next stage, but I'm going to do once over. Just make sure I got all the itty bitty scratches. Alright, if you noticed that I've either been, I don't work one direction and then flip it and then go that direction and then, go at an angle in that direction. I always work in the same direction at all times. Because if you, in my experience, if you work in one direction, you flip it that way, go that direction, you're going to cause like a crisscross like mesh pattern. And you don't really want that for like the best possible results. The only time that I would suggest using this sew in all different directions would be on the carpet wheel, which we're going to go to next to polish the top here. At that instance, you can go in whatever direction that you feel comfortable with. Go over here. Because at that point, direction doesn't matter. But you do have to make sure, and we'll talk about it as we go here. We're going to raise the camera up right here. Sorry if everyone's getting dizzy. So we are now at the cerium oxide polish station. It is simply the Berber carpet. It's that simple. Just the camera right here. So for this stage, what I like to do, I like to actually make sure the saw is actually plugged in, or it's not saw, but the polishing wheel. I said saw because someone, you guys are talking about saw in the chat. Okay, let's go ahead and get this turned on. Make sure nothing's in the way. Turn it on. I've been trying to actually wear gloves as I'm polishing because one thing I noticed with the cerium oxide, it really dries out my skin. Turn back off so we can get our cerium oxide mixed up here. Oh, thank you, Meg. Yeah, my content will always let me rephrase that. My learning content will always be free. I will not charge people to, at least on YouTube. I have done lapidary classes where I charge, I think, I charge $50 for a lapidary class. But like on content creating, no. My content is FREE. That spells free. Freecreditreport.com. Alright, I'm gonna apply the cerium oxide right here. Now, I don't have like any set amount that I put on there. I like to put as much as I possibly can on there, honestly. And then what I'll do is I'll take the stone. So here's our stone. I'll even put a little bit on there. Why not? We're all crazy. Put it right there. And then I am going to do one more little spritz of water. We do have to make sure that the carpet stays fairly damp. I knew what you meant, Meg. And we're just going to apply the stone. And I am, as I tilt the stone up, I am looking at it just to make sure that the cerium oxide is not drying out. And it looks like it is a little bit right there, which we don't want. So we got a little bit more water. Like I said, with the carpet wheel, you can go in any direction you want. It doesn't matter at this point. Because the whole process of polishing a stone is adding more and more scratches to the stone to the point where you can't really see them with the naked eye anymore. And usually, if you can see a scratch with the naked eye, it means that there might have been either a step that was missed, or even like there could even be a contamination on the polishing wheel. At that point, you'll know it. I've been polishing stones before, and I heard a scratch come from I heard it hit the wheel or hit the stone. And I'm like, yep, that's gonna be another scratch. Water on there. This is my favorite part, is checking the work. So see what it looks like now, and we can always go back to redo it or do some more time on the wheel. So go ahead and take a look at that. My favorite part. Let's see what we got. It looks like we might have a couple scratches. Maybe. Hold on. I might have to take it to another light so I can really check. That might be on polish. No. Those are scratches, and those are caused by... Those scratches are caused by contamination. Bummer. So, what we're going to do, sometimes, not always, sometimes we can actually get those scratches worked out at a different part of the wheel. So we were working right here, so let's kind of work towards here at the edge and see if we can get that worked out a little bit. Worst case scenario, we'll have to take it back to the 600 grit and start over, which is kind of frustrating because we're so close to the surface, and that's what makes polishing fire obsidian really difficult. Because if you don't have a lot of material above the layer, you're kind of limited in how many times you can go back and redo it. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to go over here, and I'm just going to add a bunch of weight. We should, in theory, be able to work out those scratches. No, those scratches are not going to come out. We have to go back entirely. Oh, that sucks. Well. That's kind of a bummer. Kev, I think at this point I probably should just replace it because I've had this carpet wheel for a little while. I have the carpet for it. It's just trying to make time to really do that. Because usually I'm very careful about like what I'm polishing on my wheels. Or polishing on the carpet wheel, because I don't want to have to go through the process of having to consistently always have to like replace the polishing pads, because where is the? There, we're at this angle right here, I think. Nope, we weren't. You're right here, I think. That's okay. There we go. Like the Torito wood that you could find on the beach. That would not be ideal to use a carpet polishing pad because the sand can get in the carpet and contaminate it entirely. Or even something that has like a lot of voids or a lot of pockets. I try to be very careful about like what I put on, like what I polish with that machine. Well, thank you, Crystal. These are replacements too. Oh man, that's a bummer. We were so close. We were so close to being done. But we have to go back. And if you look right here, you can see the fire layer is no longer to the edge, which means we worked down a little too close to that layer and it went away. So now we need to go ahead and go back a step. So we're going to go ahead and go to the 600. Actually, you know what? Let's try 1200 first. Get a little test spot, see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, we'll do the 1200. Perfect. I don't want to have to go back to the 600. I'm trying to not grind this down too far. So as I move this stone, like what I'm looking for, you can kind of see it at this stage. See, I don't know if you see it here on the camera or not, but you can actually tell. You can see where it's kind of like matted up here. So the 1200 grit is actually helping kind of like get rid of that polished finish. It just takes a while sometimes. Because sometimes when you have a polished stone, it takes a lot longer to sand down to get rid of that, sand, that finish, depending on like what grit you're on. I think Dave was talking about how like if you use too much water, like it tends to kind of like hydroplane, which that's kind of like the same concept with a really like high finish stone. Because it's so smooth that the wheel is having a hard time like really wanting to try to get in there and like do its job. Similar concept. Uh-oh. Nope. There goes that dot. Saves me some time later to of using the uncure to remove the stone from the top. Little spot right there. Itty bitty spot. Did you get it? Alright, now we have to check those big scratches again. See where they're at. Oh, they're not even there anymore. Cool. We still have a little spot there to kind of get sanded out. Okay. Let's try this again. Here we go. Whee! I'm Mr. Basics. Look at me. All right. Let's try this again. Yeah. Melissa, you're just trying to find like a used saw? Have you tried to keep an eye on like Craigslist and like Facebook Marketplace? Okay. Please, no more scratches. My poor little heart couldn't handle that. Right there. We're gonna work on the outside edge this time because like we worked right here. We got a scratch. None of our friends in the community here are annoying. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, if you get an angle grinder, that video that you commented on, as far as like the making your own carpet pads for the angle grinder, they're great. Just make sure to work on a low setting, not high speed, because otherwise you're gonna make a mess. Ask me how I know. Please, no scratches. I was looking at my opal last night, and I can't bring myself to work the opals I got from the last show because I've had it happen in the past where I bought opals and they just fractured as I was working. Literally, I was grinding on one, I saw a crack happen out of nowhere. It was absorbed too much water, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break, and it did. Let's go ahead and work on the edge. Oh, we're good. Gotta watch your edges, otherwise this can happen. It's gonna take this one and send it flying. So good, but I don't want to jinx it yet. Smear outside. I know one of the downsides with a tile saw that I've seen, maybe it's a branding thing, but a guy I know, he has shown me his tile saw, and it actually, I don't know if it's because of the old electrical panel that he has, but it tripped the breaker, and sounded like he needed to have an electrician come out and get it fixed. But it was a good little tile slot he got. I think he got it from Harbor Freight. But the downside to cutting stuff fast, and I'll say this right now, is the texture, the cut texture that you get from it, and it does make more work for you. And I'll show you the back of this stone too, and I'll show you what I mean. You have to get done with it anyway. There. Never have too much cerium oxide, in my opinion. You all have them. Even according to Glass Company, the prices have been going up. I remember I used to buy it, it was like $20 when I was buying it, now it's like $30. Let's see what we got here. Go ahead and wipe it away. I have a towel right here. This work. All right. That is much better. We do have... there's a small itty bitty something right there, but it's better than it was. But it's not good enough. So let's add some weight onto it. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's leave it there for a second. That scratch is small enough that shoulda, woulda, coulda, hopefully, fingers crossed, should come out. Should. Hopefully. Don't break my heart. Did it come out? Might have. Maybe. Let me wash off this cab. Okay. I think I got it. Cool. Well, that's how that turned out. Let me inspect the edges really quick. Make sure I didn't miss any spots here. I think we're good. But just be on the safe side, I'm going to go over the edges one more time. Just the edges. We weren't tethered to the Wi-Fi. Oh, that's much better. Much better. There we go. We're not done yet. We are now need to take this to the flat lap and flatten those back. And like I said, Hand cutting stones can be nice, but the downside being it leaves a really unpleasant texture on the stones. I know that not everyone has the space for an auto feed saw, but those are preferred. It's just when you cut stuff by hand with like a tile saw or even the high tech saws, you have to keep in mind that you're probably going to have to grind down even further to get rid of that rind. So you have to almost think ahead of your cuts. Because if you don't, you cut too close, then you're just going to have a problem. Time check, 3:42. Aiming 18 minutes. Okay. Make sure that's tightened down. Okay. So this is the high-tech flat lap. I do have an affiliate link for the high tech, but I don't feel like digging out the link for it. So I do have all my links are on my link tree. I don't know if they're in the description or not, but if anyone does buy something with that affiliate link, I do get a small cut. Not a big cut, a small one. All right. So with this machine right here, I made a few adjustments. I ditched the draining cup altogether. I now have a tube that goes back there, and it empties out into that bucket, so I don't have to keep emptying out the drain cup. I bought a little like 2.5 gallon bucket. Of course, it's not in here right now. I just before I had that full of water, and I was take this and scoop out water and call it good. But since I'm not sitting here for a long time, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So we might have some little bit louder grinding sounds with this machine. Just a heads up. Get our water going here. Come on. Give me the water. There we go. You don't want too much. We just want a little bit. Alright, heal that down. Perfect. Oh, nice, Melissa. Okay, this is going to be the tricky part because we don't want to risk scratching the surface. So we're just going to leave down there. Okay. Just so I don't lose the stone as I turn it on, I'm going to go ahead and get it where I need it, and then go and turn it on. Check our work. Okay. Just going to. I need my fingers for this part. Almost there. This part is a little nerve-wracking because I don't want to lose the stone. As far as like losing my grip and then having to deal with the after effect of our finished part of the stone potentially getting scratched. Okay, we should be good there. That's good enough. Because the back's not going to matter. So long as I have a quasi-level surface to work with. Be fine. It'd be fine. No, it's not going to be fine. I think we need to level it down a little bit more. Bummer. It's okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to flip it this way so I can get the night feel. Just lost it. It's a little better. Kinda. Alright. Where are we at for power? 44%. Okay. Drop this lightly. That is here. Do not drop the cab, mister. It goes good there, Dave. We had a close call with not being able to get a scratch out, but I finally got it out. And I just flattened the back of the cab so I can make it into a pendant. Of course, it would help if I had my black gloves back on again, but actually, can I get them back on? Maybe not. These ones. Well, I probably put them on inside out. Be fine. Nope. Let's grab a glove here. Pick this off a little bit. I think it turned out really nice. Of course, there's our side profile there. Now I might come back through later, and I think maybe flatten the sides a little bit because they're kind of a little uneven. This one's kind of coming at an angle. And that one's kind of more. So you can show it there, more straight. Yeah, need to have a little bit more straight because this is gonna get glued in, and I need to have the side as flat as possible. So this, before and after, this came from the same. Of course, I got a fingerprint on there. This came from the same stone. Got a little teardrop. Bling bling. Sparkle, sparkle. Make that into a nice little pendant. I wonder if I should make this one into a pendant. Maybe not. I don't know. But that is how we did that. I'm pretty happy with it. Well, Mattia, I hope the surgery goes well for you. Oh, that's not turning off. Gotta dry the flat lap here. Well, thank you, Dave. You know, Dave, I almost bought some turquoise at the rock show. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm ready for turquoise yet. Because I still have a Persian turquoise cab to actually get finished up here, because I broke it last year and I never got around to fixing it. So there's the top half, and then the other half's up here too. But I gotta get that fixed. This was a very expensive brake. Even at the discount that I got to pay for it was still a very expensive, little expensive brake. And then over here we have these opals, which I need to figure out what to do, because these opals are really nice. But again, the downside with working with Ethiopian opals is it's a gamble. It's a huge gamble, because either it's going to break or it's not, and more often than not, it will. But I can only hope that they stay together, because these are some, except for this one I'm not going to polish. That was a big fly. You're a big fly, buddy. Don't get comfy in here. I'm going to kick you out in a minute. I just had bad luck with these. I've worked a few where they did just fine. I've had others where they cracked. But that one, here, let's do this one. Let's go ahead and bring this over here. Let's see what they look like with some of the rind taken off. Bonus round. Let's do this with the 280 grit, just to see what it looks like. Might as well. All right, let's see here. Get that right there. There we go. And we're going to take off the rind just a little bit on there. That shouldn't take too long. Boot, you must have been luckier than me. It's been like 50-50 for me. A little bit off the top. You know what? Over here. probably would not absorb the water. We might see what happens. If no one here is subscribed to Lapidary Dave, you should do so. I'm pretty sure almost everyone here probably is. Probably over. I don't go too crazy yet because I just want to kind of see what's inside underneath that little cap of sand host material. Oh, sorry. So, and then what I'm going to do, I will see what it does as far as cracking or crazing, because again, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But this has some nice color in that one. I have a hard time showing. There we go. You can see how it's kind of clear already. The opal's wanting to absorb the water, and eventually it will dry out. It takes a little bit of time. But that's going to be a nice little stone, I think. I think what I'll do is I'll probably end up cutting it right there. And then maybe kind of bring that down a little bit. Maybe. I also wouldn't mind like making a cab from like or something from down here where the host material is. Can you still get some color flashes in the host material down there? That is a really beautiful piece. I'm gonna have a hard time picking what piece to really turn into something, because like this one here, you can see the different layers of the opal. See, like, was it 1, 2, 3, like about 4 layers right there. That one dry out. A couple of these were a gift. I think this is one of the gifts. But what I need to buy a thin blade for my little trim saw, so I can cut them with my high-tech blade. I need things thinner, and then very carefully, just like I could probably get two. I could probably get 2 stones off that, or I cut it like right here, maybe. But look at some of the colors on these stones. Oh, here, look at that one. Where's the? Look at this one right here. Look at that. Like, I want to make something out of this one. This one is so stinking pretty. Look at the colors. Look at it. Look at it. It's hard to pick something to do with a stone, though. Oh, the decisions. That one would be really nice. Look at the colors. Ooh, is it pretty? That's one of those things I can't make up my mind. Now I have all this extra time on my hands. I don't know what I want to do. Which one I want to do first. That almost has like some like bluish purple in there. Like, how do you decide what you want to do? Like, I can almost cut that. Cause then you cut that right there. Get it one stone there, and there'd be enough meat on the back end of the stone to make a few more. Where do I cut it there? So many choices to make. However, not today. I just want to do a little live today. Nothing too crazy. Because now that, again, customer projects are completely done off the table, there's none. There might be one left, tucked away somewhere. That one wasn't a huge rush, and get to it eventually. But I have all this time now to do a bunch of my other stuff. Like I said, I got some knife handles I want to do. I got some Dino Bone, some Chara White. Actually, I never worked with Chara White before. So I'm kind of curious to know how it's gonna do. If it's anything like Petersite, I'm betting it's probably gonna want to fray. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot like Petersite. That's fine. That's gonna be really pretty though. It's easier in Petersite? Okay, good. Because I bought those Chara White slabs from a show last year, or year before last. I think it was last year. I'm like, man, yeah, it was last year, because I was like, yeah, these would be like really cool knife handles, and I just put them in a bin, and I sat and forgot it. So I want to do some more knife handles. Yeah, so Dave, see, I've done. I'm trying to think how many Ethiopian projects I've done. I've done a few Ethiopian ones. There is one, oh gosh, which bin is it? It's actually in one of these bins. There was one I was working on. Let me think about this. A couple years ago, because I was still in property management at the time. I was working on it, and it broke. It was one of the ones I bought from a show. And it was an expensive piece of opal, and it broke. But there are also a few opals I did for my neighbor that were Ethiopian that didn't break at all, except for there's one of his that did break, and I warned him ahead of time. It's like, hey, this could happen, and it did. He was cool with it. But it's been kind of like 50-50 for me. It was this opal. And this opal. Where's the rest of them? And that one. Come back. I have another project. This was supposed to be one cap. And now it's like several. But I think the two small ones I'm not going to worry about. I think the two big ones, though, should be okay by now. I think it broke where it wanted to break. So, but these ones aren't near as flashy as the ones that I just showed you. Like, they're kind of okay, but they're not as flashy. Where's the lid? There it is. Ugh, well. It's kind of a nice day outside. Kind of. It was raining earlier. Gosh. Yeah, I have a few projects I want to get done. Of my own. I want to do some lives, like maybe work on some of this stuff. But what I want to do is, I need to get a new blade for one, because because I want to cut these in very specific areas for a lot of these, and try to utilize as much of the stone as I can. And I have a few other projects to get done as well. But yeah, I'll do more lives going forward. Probably won't do as many lives as far as like the post live days as far as rapping, just because I get a little distracted. Everyone knows this. I get a little distracted when I'm supposed to be rapping, and so it usually ends up in it taking a little bit longer than it should to wrap things and get things all done. Or if I do wrap stuff, it'll only be for like a dedicated amount of time, just so I'm not wrapping until like 11, 12 midnight. But I do want to do more lives as far as like polishing stuff, and it won't all be Fire Obsidian. It won't all be Opal. I have some really cool pieces of petrified wood for Hampton Butte that I have out in the litter, the litter box to get polished up. I think those would be fun to do on a live. But our input and shenanigans are priceless, Kyle. You're right. I know. But like I said, I want to do more lives. See this little itty bitty tiny little triangle? This is a little scrap from when I cut these up. So there should be a little bit of fire in this itty bitty piece. I'm going to try to salvage it. World-class comedy here. That's a scrap piece. I don't think there's anything in that one or that one. That's a scrap. I don't need that one anymore. And then I still have to do this one. 2. Oh, and then I have all those to get done. Oh, and also I can't even show you guys the knife I finished up because it's already been packaged up and it's out the door. If I can show you what the slab looked like for those that do know what I'm talking about. So the knife I just finished that I posted this is one of the slabs from that piece. And I missed the opportunity to actually take a picture of this with that knife. That's okay. It'll be fine. Put that over here. Yeah, the knife was pretty nice. It wasn't a name brand knife because typically I've been kind of like. I'll show you here. I've done a couple Kershaws. They're okay. The only downside is like a lot of those Kershaws, like they have the clip on the side, and then they have, of course, then the one on the side here. I've done a couple where it's just like one single stone on one side. They're not necessarily my favorite to do. Me personally, and everyone has their own different opinions of what they like for the knives. I am very fond of the buck folding blades. Again, that's me personally. Oh, there's so many scratches on there. That's okay. I can buff that out. It'll buff out. I have one. I need to order more because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have like 6 or 7 stuff that I can actually get done as far as knives go. But I want to do. These knives are expensive. I think it's like, oh gosh, I think they're close to $70 per knife now. They've been going up in price. Plus, it takes time to do this. It takes like a good. Let me think here. To do one of these knives, depending on how fast I'm working, I could probably get one done in one day if I'm like not interrupted or distracted whatsoever. But I managed to get one done in 2 days. So these can take quite a bit of time to actually get done. Well, howdy, Kurt. That's right. Cause you got one for the giveaway, and then Was it your sister or sister-in-law? I can't remember if it was or stepsis. I know it's like a family member of yours that got that red dino bone one. I have one of those left. I need to order more. I'm running out of stuff. Oh man, sister-in-law. Okay, I remember sister being part of the title. I can't remember if it was like sister, sister-in-law, sister. My memory's bad. Yeah, that was the last one that I got done in like a couple days. Because the knife that you got that everyone saw for the last video, that one took me several days to get done. I did one handle one day, and then I did the other handle another day. It took a little while. Oh, yeah, those knives are pretty cool. Um, it'd be really cool if I can do one out of Charoite and Petersite, as far as like just making a mix, like a mix mash of like different Chatoyancy stones. I think it'd be fun. Nice, Kurt. um, but yeah, I think that kind of does it for today. I was my laptop's actually almost dead. But I'll show it before we go. So for those that don't know, Petersite is stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. 2, 4. I'm trying to get 6. Sorry, I'm trying to get 3 knives out of these 2 slabs of Petersite. So I'm hoping to get. And I even marked them too, so we have like we should have corresponding. So 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4. So I need to replace the blade on my little trim saw to get as many cuts out of these as possible, very, very carefully, because these slabs were quite expensive. And then whatever scraps I have, maybe I can piece something together. There won't be any huge scraps left. Maybe here on the edge a little bit. But it'd be cool to make something interesting out of like all the different scraps from the Petersite and the Charoite. So there's that. And then as far as other slabs, sorry, I'm pretty sure that was I'm trying to keep an eye out for like people walking by, because the other night there was a guy blaring his boombox at like 11 something at night, and I woke Amy up because we were watching a TV show, and he's blaring System of Down like full blast, but it seems like he was like going at a very slow pace on a bicycle or a skateboard or something. No joke. I grabbed whatever robe I can find, got in Amy's car, and I pretty much chased him down and told him he was. I had a lot of expletives that I used, but like it's like I told him like there's kids sleeping in this neighborhood, and he's like, "Why are you harassing me?" I'm like, "Dude, you're blaring your music at like 11:30 at night." Yeah, it was not fun. But yeah. So as far as other future projects, we have cotton candy agate. I think those might make some either some nice handles or maybe some cabs. Some Turkish stick agate. I'm not sure what to do with those yet. Got a couple Laguna slabs and some more Condor slabs, so those might be fun. But I have a few bins I almost cut up the copper chalcedony from Indonesia, and I didn't do it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that one. But I have a bunch of other stuff I can do too. There is never a shortage of supplies. Okay. All right. Melissa. No, so like a couple of those condor like slabs, like this one right here, they're super thick, and as much as I'd like to cut these up to make some knife handles, I'm not sure what to do with these yet. Just because they are pretty thick. I mean, as far as like, maybe I could do knife handles, but they'd have to be like a different type of style of knife. The folding knife, the buck knives, the material needs to be a little thinner. Those are almost too thick for that. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with those. Now that I bought them. It was worth a shot. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end today's live. I'm not gonna be live tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna hang out with Amy and River for the most part. And Wednesday, I don't know what I'm doing Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing Thursday. Well, I'm not gonna do anything on Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing Friday. So playing them by ear until the weekend gets here. Well, howdy, Fem. Melissa, show us what? What do you want to see? I don't remember what I was talking about now. But yeah, oh, and I still have to cut up these. So I'm trying to leave, and I'm bad at goodbyes. I still have to do something with these. Anyone recognize this at all? This is the Ocean Picture Stone. Bought this from Dan Hurd's website sometime last year. And I need to do something with this, because this was also really expensive. Maybe we should slab it up. Slabby. Some of it is kind of fractured up though, so I think these probably be best as like cabs. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, the condor slabs? Yeah, it's these ones right here. I'm keeping the bag though. It's these big red ones right here. Sorry. Move the wrinkles out of there. There we go. It's these big red ones. I found two corresponding slabs, and they are a little on the thick side. I mean, I like them thick, but those are pretty meaty. So I think I'd have to have like a specially, like a very specific type of knife to really make a handle out of those. Because they're too thick for the buck knives. And then I have other stuff up here I can do too. Like I still have to do my big fire obsidian, my 8-pound piece of 8-pound fire obsidian piece to do. So we have that, and then we have some other stuff over there. But we need to move the saw in. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna go plug in my phones, and I am going to clean up the mess I made here. Because I had to keep my shop clean, otherwise I can't focus. So I hope everyone has a great week. I will try to go live again at some point this week. I don't know exactly what time or when. It's going to be a surprise, so keep an eye out for my lives. Maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday, maybe both. We'll see. It'll be during the time when River's not here, so it'll be during the actual daytime. So Mattia, I will show those emeralds this weekend, because I made a promise to everyone I would not do sales in a vertical format. Plus, May will be discounted. So, May's only a couple days. It's gonna be May. I'll get a copyright strike for that for sure. Anyways. But yeah, Mattia, remind me this weekend. I'll show the emeralds. Because I think we'll only have I think there's only a couple faceted emeralds that I had. And I think my friend, he is trying to get some more emeralds shipped back, because he has a little he did like a tour of a warehouse where they're they're cutting emeralds. So we might see some more emeralds in future lives. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, I'm bad at goodbyes. So goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all here. Actually, yeah, we'll see you soon. So enjoy the rest of your day. And if anyone else is live, go give them some love. I don't know if anyone's live right now or not. So hopefully someone is, and we can meander to the next live. So until then, bye, everybody. I'll see you all here very soon. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye.